All right, so I wanted to review how you're going to work in the field with a laptop and then bring the footage back into the shop to edit with it once you're done traveling. So we're going to come in here and choose New Project. First things first, and I'm going to choose a 1080i project, 5994. There's a whole bunch of new options in there. We don't even want to mess with it. 1080i 5994. I'm going to name this project Laptop, and we'll just pretend that it's football versus Arkansas. Okay, so just give the name something intelligible here. I come over here and then hit OK. It creates a new project for me. I go in and then hit OK. And I've already got my media files attached, my camera media attached via USB drive. We're going to work off that USB drive as if it was just a basic USB external big drive. So I'm clicking my bin, go into File, and then choose Link. So we're going to input Link to Media. And then we're going to choose our drive. So there's our drive. I'm going to choose the root of that drive. So first I just select the E drive here, and then hit Open. And what that's going to do is it's going to scan my media, and it's going to all start populating inside here as an AMA, or link is what we're calling it now. So this is all my footage is going to start showing up here and ready to be organized and start transcoding it. And we'll show you what that looks like as it comes in. So now we've got different clips coming in. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can start working with this clips, right? So I can double click the clip and it'll show up in a player. Right now my player is set up as a single monitor. I can change that, of course, by choosing Show Dual Monitor. And now it pops into a dual monitor configuration, much more familiar. So now I can come over here and double click it and look at my footage. Okay, so here's a clip. I can mark in and mark out on that clip and then just go ahead and drop that in the timeline. So I created a quick segment, go to 3, choose a different shot here, in, out, drop it down. So I've created a basic cut down sequence, just like you guys would do. Now I can come in and actually rename all these clips. So if I rename these clips, I can show you what happens. So we'll call this clip 1. Again, your naming convention will be more complete than mine. Clip 2. So once I've named these clips, I can start transcoding them. So I'm going to select both these clips, right-click on it, and choose Consolidate Transcode. It comes up with an option. I can choose Consolidate or Transcode. I'm going to choose my E drive, which is my USB drive, because when I move it later on, it'll make a big difference. GNX 145, and then choose Run in Background. And then I hit Transcode. So what's going to happen is it's going to start transcoding those files in the background. But you notice it created a clip1, clip2.new. The other thing we asked earlier is what happens if I start transcoding and then change the name of the clip. So if I right-click on this and choose Consolidate Transcode, choose Transcode, GNX 145, select my USB drive, run in background, hit Transcode, it's going to start running that job in the background. When it's running that job, hello, computer. Okay, so that's going to start running in the background. So now it's created yet another clip up here called the same thing, 002. Now, of course, if I name this 002 something else, like my favorite, since they're two different clips, they are now two different pieces of metadata. That's okay, because when we get to the Avid editing system back at the office, everything will relink through a setting. So I can come in here and I can add all the metadata I want, and I would use all the metadata on your original linked media. Why not? It's all there. You can build a sequence, you can do whatever you want. While something's transcoding in the background, we can check on it. So right here it shows me it's transcoding nonstop. If I right click here and shows background queue, it shows me all the clips that are transcoding in the background. So it's just going to continue to cook while I'm editing. I can go in and build my melt reel if I wanted to. I can go in and do a quick web update, anything we want, straight from the timeline. I could even export an H.264 all while it's going down, and it's all kind of working in the background. So this is currently transcoding. So now that I'm done transcoding, we'll pretend that we're back at the shop. So once we're done with all of our files right here transcoding, and hopefully it'll be done in a moment. Let's look and see at a background queue again. We're 90% done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save my bin. So I click here and go under File. Oh, mouse. File, Save Bin. Okay. To save the entire project, all you have to do is click on the whole project window, and then you get File, and then you hit Save All. Notice the system being a little sluggish because since I'm not doing anything important, it's dedicating all the resources it can straight to the background rendering. So File, Save All. So now all my projects are saved. Everything's there. This media is almost done transcoding. Any second now. Excellent. So our project's done. So this is still transcoding, but I'm going to minimize it because by the time I get to where I want to get to, I will be done. So I'm going to minimize this system. I could have just quit it, but for the sake of argument, we're going to minimize it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go get that project file because I need that project file so I can keep my metadata. So where is that project file housed? It's under the C drive. It's under Users. It's under Public. And then in here it's under Public Documents. So here we see Shared Avid Projects. So it was important we chose a Shared Avid Project. And there's our project right there. So I'm going to right click on it and choose Copy. And then I'm going to copy that over to my USB drive. As long as I've got the media files and my USB drive, everything's going to be good. So I hit Paste here. It's a very small project. It should just populate there. It's going to copy it over. And we're going to bounce it back over to the Avid Quick just to make sure it's done. Transcoding in the background. And it's still copying that, so it's still thinking about it. Lots of resources being used. So this is just about done, still thinking. The good news is it's doing it all in the background while we're continuing to edit. So as we start doing different things and start working with all our material, it just keeps chunking in the background and it's working for you so that you don't have to wait for it on Sunday afternoon once you guys get back in the shop. So come on, finish up. Yes, that's fine. Any errors that happen copying that project over are fine. It says, do you want me to copy it over without its properties? It's fine. Our properties are just fine. Now our render's done. Yay, thank goodness. So I'm going to quit out of the Avid now. So I'm going to go to File and choose Exit. Since I'm removing its media drive, if I didn't exit, the Avid would freak out. So of course we don't want it to do that. So we're going to quit out of the Avid, and then I'm going to go ahead and get this ready, and we're going to eject this USB drive. So I come down here. Come on, eject this drive. Nope, eject mass storage. All right, so now our USB drive is now ejected. I yank it, and I'm going to go walk it over to the actual editing system in the shop. So I plug this guy over here. Now it's plugged into the computer. So now I've already launched Avid just to try to keep this game moving a little bit. So I'm going to go into my computer, and I'm going to drag that project over because it's pretty important that it's here. So I'm going to put everything in the right spot now. So I come over to my drive, which is a G drive, and I see, oh, there's my project. So first things first, I'm going to copy my project over. So let's right click and choose copy. And I'm going to put my project on my project drive, right? ISIS projects, Avid projects, and I'm just going to post it right here. Right there. So there's my project. That's in the right spot. Now I need to get the media files off of the USB drive. The Avid system will not index on this drive, so I've got to get them off. So if I go to my Avid media files, MXF, I'm just going to take everything that's in here. Any folder that's in here, I'm going to take it. So I'm going to right click here and choose copy. And then I'm going to put this on our media drive. So I'll go to media drive here, Avid media files, MXF, and I'm going to just paste it. So it's now copying it over. So it's copying all my media over. So at this point, I would kind of be done as I'm going to set this and forget it and come back later on. But as long as it takes to copy here, it'll just take a moment. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it. So as soon as this media is copied over, the indexer will pick it up. Again, I feel like I'm always waiting for computers in my life. There we go. So that's now copied over, and it says replace or skip. I'm going to choose skip. Okay, now I'm done there, so I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. Let's try closing it. Okay, there we go. So now if I go to my projects, I'm going to go to my external media projects, right? So I go into here, and we're going to choose our external projects. There it is. We're going to go into our ISIS project drive. This is normal for you guys. It's harder to do with a cell phone in my hand. Avid projects here. Now we see our laptop project. There he is. I'm going to go ahead and log in and then hit OK. So what's going to happen is, first of all, it's going to come up and it's going to anticipate it's looking for the AMA material. But since it's on a different drive, even though the media is still there theoretically, it can't find that media drive because it's not smart enough. It doesn't know the drive letter changed from one to the other. Even though theoretically the media is here, it's not going to link it up. So if I come over here, and it's still scanning at the moment, here we go. So if I come over and look at this, oh, it's even still booting up. So if I come over and look at this, I see, oh, look, it found my new files. So here's my new files that are there, the clip 01, clip 02. And if I double click them, then they would actually play back. But that's not the footage I added metadata to. So if I double click this material, oh, and I'm getting too clicky. It's running an indexer or something in the background. Come on, Avid. There she goes. So right now it's showing me that media is actually offline, which is fine. It just means the media indexer hasn't found it yet. But I'm going to come into what's called dynamic relink. So I went to settings, and I scroll down and choose dynamic relink. I'm going to enable dynamic relink and choose use closest media. Highest quality is fine. Prefer native media, that means Avid media. If you clicked here, it would say AMA or linked. We prefer native. Specific quality, highest sample rate. In other words, we're doing the same thing for audio. Prefer native media, hit apply. Now when I hit apply here, it will then turn around and relink all my material for me. So when I hit OK, so it's there, I hit apply. So then I come over here and it's now finding my material for me. So all my material is found, my sequence is found. So all my material inside my sequence is there. And everything's relinked. So now, theoretically, all I have to do is check in my metadata, and all my footage is checked in properly. So that's how we're going to move footage from one to the other from the laptop coming from camera card media.